Oh my gosh, really? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of mailed it in on that one. Because if you remember, oh, welcome back, by the way, everyone. You might remember at the end of last episode, I kind of focused in on two statements that Justine was making right there. Well, it turned out that none of those statements were correct. I was like so set on those being one of the right answers that I basically just presented literally every conceivable piece of evidence to both of those statements. And I just, no, that's not right. There's something just not right about that. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, like I said, mailed it in right there. So that's going to be a lot of mistakes to add to the counter. I hope you guys can keep track. Don't lose track. My gosh. Chairman Debeste, do you know what this is? And I also got to make a little timer to make sure I know when the heck we're actually starting this episode. So we started at that time, so I want to end it at that time. Okay, cool. We're ready to go. It seems to be a red raincoat. How about it, Courtney? The victim, Miss Crane, was wearing this earlier. Prosecutor Edgeworth, must I repeat my explanation to you all over again? I suppose it just might come to that, Judge Courtney. Answer me this. This red raincoat was stained with blood. Do you happen to remember where specifically those blood stains were located? I actually do not remember where those blood stains were at. Found on the hood? Well, that's because she had a head wound, obviously, but what's your freaking point? We already knew about the head wound, did we not? Of course I do, they were on the hood. Wait, it can't be. I'm still confused. I mean, there was a head wound. I mean, unless they completely forgot the head wound was there, and that was post-mortem, then that shouldn't really matter. What does this mean? Judge Courtney, were there any other bloodstains besides the ones on the hood? None were detected. Don't you think it's strange? The victim died from a stab wound to the chest. In that case, there should have been bloodstains on the front of the raincoat. However, the only blood they found was on the hood. This is a huge contradiction. Ah, shut up, Edgeworth. You didn't know that for about 30 different presentings of evidence, so, I mean, jeez. Excuse me. The wound on the victim's head is no ordinary wound. After all, the victim sustained this wound before she was stabbed in the chest. It does appear that way, doesn't it? The victim first suffered the head wound. If she had already been stabbed in the chest, the raincoat would have been stained with blood. Therefore, it is unthinkable that her chest was stabbed before she suffered the head wound. So the order of the wounds would be first the head, followed by the chest. So the head wound is not post-mortem. Thanks a lot, autopsy report, for being stupid. However, does that really change the situation? With this, a contradiction is born. One that overturns all of our assumptions up until now. Is the change really that great? I look forward to hearing it. Well then, this contradiction. Why don't you show it to me? With evidence. Which piece of evidence shows the contradiction that arises from the order of the wounds? Oh no. Which piece of evidence shows the contradiction that arises from the order of the wounds? Well... I mean, I could only say it would be the autopsy report because it says post-mortem, but, I would assume that would have to be it, would it not? Let's just say the autopsy report, I guess. I don't know.
Take that.
This is the autopsy report written by Dr. Young. According to this, the head wound was post-mortem. Well, that's not what the raincoat shows. Exactly. It's the exact opposite. Bailiff, hurry and summon Dr. Bonnie Young at once. Until we hear what she has to say, we cannot close the curtains on this case. Oh, shoot. They are discovering a thing here. Yes, ma'am. Understood. Also, didn't they say there was 10 people here? I clearly only count 9. I mean, obviously the one is dead, so they can't have 10. I don't get it. Also, I like how all those other characters are just completely generic, like, oh, you know, I'm just here, don't mind me. I'm just here to witness everything that's going on. I'm not going to provide any input whatsoever. I'm just going to let Blaise and Justine do all the work. Gosh. It's basically what it is. They just don't do anything. Dr. Young is a busy person. It will take some time for her to arrive. In the meantime, let us try viewing this case from another angle. There's something that's been on my mind, one of the key figures in this case. The conductor, we still don't know who that person is. Now that you mention it, even after our investigation, we still have no idea who it is. The conductor has come up time and time again during this hearing. However, at this point in time, their identity remains a mystery. How about it? Do you have any ideas? I'm still not sure at the moment. However, there is someone I have in mind. A certain individual involved with this case who might know something about it. Who's that? Blaise Debeste. I demand your testimony. I like how I don't even have to point fingers. He just does it for me. Thank you, Edgeworth. I mean, I would have done that anyway, but still. What? ... Don't say such a stupid thing. Why would you suspect Pops? Why are you trying to cast suspicion towards the chairman of the PIC? I mean, there's already one PIC member involved in this auction. Why can't there be another one, right? Do you understand what that means? Status and prestige mean nothing before the truth. That man is trying to pin the crime on Kay. The evidence that was in Kay's possession, the ticket stub, the mask, the corsage. These items did not come into her possession out of her own volition. By some method, that man purposely planted them on her personage. ... It is hard to believe such a sudden accusation, but I'll ask just in case. Why would he do that? Obviously to direct suspicion towards Kay. I succeeded in drawing out those words from him earlier. Mr. Chairman, your response? ... Are you too shocked to speak? And what of it? ... Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said what of it? You say that you drew out some words for me, but you don't have a shred of proof, you know. No one else heard it but you. It just doesn't work like that, you see. Or do you have something else, you know, some kind of basis for your argument? Well, I mean, I don't know. Would those security cameras inside that holding cell by any chance happen to have a microphone on it? Because if it does, then, well, you'd be busted right away now, wouldn't you? This confidence. He also showed it at the cell. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I would like you to explain once more. I trust we have your permission, Mr. Chairman. But of course. I am pretty interested in this matter myself, you know. I'd like to know just what part of me seems criminal to Edgeworth. Everything? There's no one as honest as I am, you see. How can he say that with a straight face? Let's start from the top. The fact that the auction was held in this room is a cause for suspicion. This is the PIC meeting room. I imagine it would be difficult for non-members to enter. That's why All the members have key cards, you know. I think we can assume that multiple auctions have been held here before. Therefore, suspecting a member of the PIC would be... Debeste. Yes. Because the conductor had to have been a PIC member. Wait. No! What? What was that all about? What do I do, Pops? I just helped the enemy. Sebastian really is an idiot, you know. But you see, Edgeworth, I'm not the only one with access, you know. Indeed, there are 11 members of the PIC in the PIC. Even if we rule out the victim, Miss Crane, there are still 10 potential suspects. It's not me! But it couldn't be the chairman, right?
I don't know who it is, but whoever it is should just come forward.
Yes. Everyone just calm down, you know. Edgeworth, is that all you got? Where's the evidence to suspect me? ... Oh? So you've fallen silent? But you've gone too far, you see. I won't forgive you anymore. It's too late for regrets, you know. I'm a very important man, you see. Former chief prosecutor and chairman of the PIC. No. It's fine if you're not prepared to face the fire, you know. 'Cause you see, it burns people. Either way, it won't make any difference. Oh shoot, here we go. 'Cause I'm gonna bully you? What? 'Cause I'm gonna bully you. You've been rambling on for quite a while about the most trivial details, you know. Like the location of the murder, the order of the wounds, and what else was there? It just doesn't matter, you know? 'Cause you see, none of that means anything, you know? Think about it. We've got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim. Only because you freaking forced her into saying it? Duh. Excuse me. That's all that matters, you see. She'll even get a lighter sentence with her confession, you know. Now then, if there are any contradictions, be my guest. How can that be considered a testimony? There must be a contradiction somewhere. That person, he's very important, isn't he? Mr. Edgeworth, it's alright. Let's just give up. Surely I must have killed her. I can't even remember it. Don't be tied down by your muddled memories. If you want to believe in something, believe in your own innocence. Believe in me who believes in you. But my opponent is the PIC chairman. Taking him down won't be easy. However, he has underestimated me. If I can take advantage of that. Rebuttal. 'Cause I'm gonna bully you. You've been rambling on for quite a while about the most trivial details, you know. Well, I mean, what of it? So what have I been rambling on about the most trivial details? You know, those trivial details matter, you know. You know? You know? You see? Ah! Oh my gosh. What is the meaning of this? I don't know. We'll find out very soon. If these trivial details create contradictions in the case, we cannot call it the truth. It's fine as long as the rest of the case makes sense, you know. Every case is going to have a small contradiction or two, you see. But if we get bogged down by the details, we won't be able to arrest the criminal. Trials would go on forever, you see. You of all people should understand, you know. I don't. That's why I'm asking you. Ah, young folk these days. Anyway, you were rambling on about stuff. Like the location of the murder weapon. The location of the murder, I should say. The order of the wounds, and what else was there? I don't know, what else was there? I wasn't actually sure if I accidentally skipped ahead on accident. Yeah. The autopsy reports and the questions about the conductor. Were you even listening? Talk is cheap, you know. I was listening, you see, but I didn't think much of it, you know. You didn't think much of it, even after I brought up all those issues. Perhaps your judgment needs to be questioned rather than my ability as a prosecutor. He's not wrong. My judgment really does need to be questioned. Ha ha ha! That's a good one, Edgeworth. But you see, it just doesn't matter, you know. Because you see, none of that means anything, you know. The freaking heck does that mean? How can you say it doesn't matter? Are you trying to suppress the truth? Well, you see, it simply doesn't matter as much as you say it does, you know. You see, Edgeworth, you're only saying it matters to avoid the real issue here. You sure are saying a lot of you sees and you knows in that one, but okay. Think about it. We've got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim. It may be true she confessed, however that does not make it the truth. She is suffering from memory loss, so we must question the credibility of her testimony. Objection. Oh. Oh my. That's gonna haunt me in my nightmares for the next 5 years. Oh, please never say that again. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Oh boy. Even if... Oh my gosh. That's horrifying. Even if you can't say that, you know, it still won't solve anything. What's good will it do to deny her confession? Sounds like nonsense to me. Wanna try asking her again? I think she'll just say she's the murderer again, you know. Very well, let's try asking her again one last time. Ugh, excuse me. I'd like to hear from Kay herself, whether or not she's the culprit. Huh? From me? Will that be alright? If this goes poorly, it will be quite unfavorable for you. I do not mind. However, shall ask Kay the question myself. I am moved to tears, you know. Oh, how touching. You know, how very touching. Fine then. I'll let you ask her. However, I have one condition. If all this proves to be a waste of time, then you will burn in heck. That'll be the end of it. How does that sound? The end of the hearing? Yes, yes. It seems you can be smart once in a while, Sebastian. In other words, you see, if she confesses again, Kay Faraday will be found beyond the shadow of a doubt. Guilty. Yup. It's a fine idea. Guilty. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's right. That's harsh. But either way, if I do nothing, she'll be declared guilty. Kay. Yes? I know what I'm asking you is unreasonable, but please, I want you to answer me. It doesn't matter how tiny it is. Do you remember anything? Anything that would prove your innocence? Why? Why would you go that far for me? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to remember. Because I might have done something even worse. If that were the case, I would only make things worse for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay Faraday must have been a despicable criminal. Someone who betrayed your trust. Don't worry. We've only known each other for a short while, but I know you very well. I'd even say that I know you better than yourself, now that you've lost your memories. Whoa. You cannot possibly be the culprit, because your true identity is... well, I can only assume the Yanagarasu's blade? Badge? Blade, what the friggin' heck? Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and examine it, just to be sure. It's the badge AK is always wearing. It's emblazoned... Oh, shoot. Okay, fine. I'll just read it fast since I already read it before. It's emblazoned with the mark of the Yanagarasa and really stands out. I doubt there are any thieves who would actually wear it. Oh. Well, it doesn't really tell me anything, but I mean, I'm probably gonna present that anyway because of reasons. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and present. What is this? Someone walked through. That doesn't really matter. Your true identity is the Yatagarasu. The great thief Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu is a noble thief who would never stoop to murder. ... No, it's useless. After all, no matter what, that memory still remains. This image that's stuck in my head, I just can't get rid of it. That means I must have... Hold it! There's no clear evidence to prove that you're the culprit, besides your own confession. Remember what I said? You must believe in yourself. Or perhaps, you cannot trust my words. No, that's not it. It's because you are trying to save someone like me. You've already lost so much. All for my sake. I can't bear it anymore. Please, please just give up. I see now. I thought it was strange. I like how it just popped up like that. That probably looked like a cut, but like it literally just appeared all of a sudden. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool. The reason you were acting like you wanted to be found guilty was because you were concerned about me. That is just like you, Kay. It's because you're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Unfortunately, I may fall short of your expectations. I am not trying to be a good person. No matter how much you may want me to give up, I'll keep trying to save you. That is the nature of who I am. Whether or not it is a burden for you is none of my concern. ... Kay, believe in yourself once more. You are a noble, great thief. What you should be doubting is your memory of committing the murder. That is my wish above all else. Please. Ah! Kay. What is it? Did you remember something? If she remembers something now, it'd be like a bad movie. Bull. Yeah, I agree, Kay. That's a lot of BS right there, if I do say so myself. ... But Bull? She means BS, of course, Sebastian. Prosecutor... I know it's not what she means, but still, I don't know. Prosecutor Edgeworth, please ask her to clarify. Well, Kay, what do you mean by bull? I remember now. The person in the red raincoat had that with her. Yeah, I figured. The stuffed bull doll, I'm certain of it. Is that true? Is that true, defendant? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. The court hereby accepts the defendant's statement as a new piece of testimony. Objection. Objection! Oh gosh, jeez Louise. Quit messing around, Courtney. A testimony like that cannot be accepted, you know. No objection has been noted, sir. However, testimony about the victim's belongings has been lacking up until now. Objection. Nevertheless, you know, her vague memories cannot be trusted, you know. Her memories are vague. That'd be bad for us as well. Didn't you say this earlier of yourself, Mr. Chairman? Since we have the suspect's confession, we don't need to worry about the trivial details. If we decide to doubt her memories, then we must also doubt her confession, which is the main foundation of our case. Are you willing to do that, sir? Ah, you're right. Well, never mind then. I shall leave it to you. Thank you very much. We did it. It was touch and go for a while there, though. However, those words of Judge Courtney just now, it almost feels as if she is on our side. Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know anything about this stuffed animal? The stuffed animal Kay spoke of must have been this. We found in the storeroom. It is believed to be one of the items for the auction. This is... Do you know something about it, Justine? No, it's just a bit different from what I imagined. Indeed, it's certainly not what I would have expected the victim to be carrying. Let's examine every oh my gosh, again! Let's examine every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. These are not the times where I would expect this quote to just come up randomly. My goodness. Talk about overkill. But anywho... Is that a zipper? Are we, like, seriously? I don't get it. The right horn seems to be fine, but the entire balance feels a bit off. This horn, it looks like you can move it. What? Wait, I didn't want to do that, though. Bzzz. What was that buzzing sound? It seems this toy is equipped with a recording device. Bzzz. And the... ... I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. ... Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time. Ah! Buzz, 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 buzz. Is this the moment of the murder? Who could have recorded something like this? Stuffed animal data updated in my organizer. Records audio. Someone talking to another person is recorded. One of them has a burn mark. What a twist indeed. This is... There ain't no doubt about it. This here was what I heard. We cannot verify when these voices were recorded. How not? Oh my gosh. Seems pretty self-explanatory to me. But anyway, if I did this again, you can play back the audio that was recorded by twisting this horn. Buzz, 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 buzz. What about this? The cherry blossom petal is stuck in its soft fur. Oh, so it's not a zipper. Okay, I see. According to Kay's story, this had been dropped under the cherry tree. So it's no wonder that a cherry blossom petal had been gotten caught up in their, you know, things. Oh, jeez. The left horn is missing. Although I'm curious as to the whereabouts of the missing horn. Even if we were to find it, repairing it would be no easy task. Why not? Nothing, huh? Nothing at all, huh? Well, what if I decide to zoom it out randomly? Then what? Probably nothing, of course, because this thing doesn't matter anymore. Alright, everything needs to be examined has been examined. Okay, fine, they can't be verified. Why not? It's also possible that they aren't related to the case at all. If only we had some video as well. Can you not recognize the voices? Oh. That's the true thing, too. They might have been wearing those masks. But still... the burn mark, you know... The burn mark, the autopsy report, hello! It's also possible they aren't related to the case. That's hogwash, I'm telling you. That right there was one conversation what I heard. The victim was holding on to it, right? I reckon it must have been recorded when she got attacked. That certainly is a possibility, however your testimony alone is insufficient. I require something with a little more credibility. Again, her words. It almost sounds as if she's trying to give me advice. How? Judge Courtney, there's no mistake that those voices were from the incident. Please recall the audio that was recorded by the stuffed animal. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. If we compare this part of the recording with a certain piece of evidence, we can prove it. This evidence shows that the recording took place during the moment of the crime. Well, I mean, she has a burn on her hand, so is that what we're talking about specifically? I would assume so. But what do I know? I don't know autopsy reports. The autopsy report? And exactly what part of the autopsy report shows that? This part shows that the recording took place during the moment of the crime. Are you kidding me? Does this really need to be presented? Does it really need to be presented? Burn! Why do I need to present that? Oh my gosh, I swear. I remember clearly what that voice said. You can't hide that burn from me. On the victim's hand, there was a burn mark. Indeed. It just happens to match up, you see, but what of it? According to Kay's testimony, the victim had been holding the stuffed animal. And it just happened to record a characteristic of the victim. Namely, the burn. That's just a coincidence. I mean, it could happen, right? I do not think so. It is hard to believe that all this is a simple coincidence. Simply a coincidence. The voice on the stuffed animal were most likely recorded during the incident. One of these voices must belong to the true culprit. From what we've heard, it must have been the one who was doing most of the talking. But what's the point? In the end, we still can't tell their gender or identity, you know? Indeed. Because they had been using voice changers. Yeah, I kind of figured that one out. I get it. It can't be helped. It seems the situation has become quite clear. The conversation Miss Hart overheard was between the culprit and Miss Crane. That's what I've been telling you from the start. And from this, we will understand a new fact. Please enlighten us then. I trust you have no objections, Mr. Chairman. Do what you want. According to Miss Hart's testimony, just before the incident, 2 people came up from the auction hall using the lift. It must have been the conductor and one of the auction guests. They probably went there to settle the payment after winning a bid. And then it was there that the crime was carried out. As the auction continued after the crime took place, we are led to a single truth. This is the new fact that we have arrived at. The culprit is the conductor, the culprit is Joe Crane, the victim... The culprit is Joe Crane, what? The victim was the conductor? No. Well, I mean, based on what you literally just said, Edgeworth, the culprit is the conductor, of course. Since the conductor was the only one who could keep the auction going, we can conclude that the deceased victim could not have been the conductor. Justine? Please be quiet here, okay? If the conductor was not the victim, then they must have been the culprit. Please wait, that alone is insufficient. Of course, even I do not intend to rely only upon the process of elimination. ... Certain traces left at the crime scene led me to believe that the culprit is a conductor. Well then, please show it to us. What were the traces left at the crime scene that let me deduce the culprit is a conductor? What were the traces left at the crime scene that let me deduce that the culprit is the conductor? Traces? Traces? What? The conductor's clothes? Wait. Wait. This? The victim's letter? Take that! I mean, it didn't have the stab wound, but it was... whatever. I don't know. This is the piece of evidence that shows the culprit is a conductor. I don't quite understand. Even if you don't understand, everyone else certainly does. I think there are people besides my idiot son who don't understand, you know. No, it seems that wasn't it. The culprit was... Okay. Well, it's to be honest, I don't really know what this has to do with anything. Was it this? Bloodstain was found inside. I don't remember what that had to do with anything, though. Warned by the victim, no, I don't think that has anything to do with anything anymore. So... maybe just a conductor's outfit? No. Well, excuse me then. I don't know. I do not know the answer to this question, I'm afraid. It could possibly be the costume trunk. I don't know. Maybe it's one of the, like, either that or the blood or something like that. I don't know. Maybe only the conductor had access to the trunk. I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking, maybe. One hidden lift? No. I don't get it. Ah, my gosh. It's so awful. How about this? Meeting room blood. Gosh dang it! The culprit purposely left a large amount of blood in the meeting room. In doing so, we were led to believe the meeting room had been the scene of the crime. It was a ruse by the true culprit to hide the blood that had fallen from the storeroom. So we wouldn't find out about the existence of the black market auction, correct? Indeed. If the culprit had been unrelated to the auction, there would have been no need to do such a thing. Ergo, the culprit could have only been the conductor. Well then, do you have any idea as to who the conductor might possibly be? The auction hall is at the PIC meeting room, and furthermore there is a storeroom above it. The conductor must have been, at the very least, a member of the PIC. So, in other words, you suspect me, I take it? Isn't it natural to suspect you, the one with the most authority in the PIC? Objection. You are quite capable. I'll give you that much at least. But you know, like I said before, you're far too naive. You have nothing, you know. There's no evidence that proves I am the culprit, you see. If by some chance you do have evidence, then why don't you present it? Urgh. Do I have evidence that Blaise is the culprit? I would say I don't have it. Blaise himself has suggested that he is the criminal. He's been showing that strange self-confidence for a while now. He knows that there is not a single piece of evidence left behind to incriminate him. Ha ha ha! If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned, Edgeworth. Just kidding. I always wanted to say that, you know. Well then, Courtney. Hold it! Hold it! I reckon I just remembered something too. Buh? You also lost your memories? Nah, that ain't it. Something just popped in my head right now. Very well. Please tell us. Objection. Courtney, could you tell me what you are doing? Prosecutor Edgeworth will not give up until we have destroyed every last possibility. I'm destroying every possibility so that he will never oppose us again. ... Justine, I don't really know what's going on, but well said. Pops, I'm gonna help too. After all, he's the one who's wrong. Fine then. Let's hear what she has to say. Well then, Miss Hart, please proceed. Sure thing. Just leave it to me. Please make sure you only tell the truth. Ain't that a matter, of course? I'm a bona fide journalist of justice, you know. Somehow I feel uneasy. Y'all saying the culprit was the conductor, right? That means the victim was a customer. Now here's where it gets a mite strange. You see, there were 11 people at the auction. When the auction continued after the incident, I went straight on over and snuck a peek down below. You don't mean? That's exactly what I mean. All 11 people were still there. Present and accounted for. What? Are you sure about that? Or wait, are you sure about that? Sure, I'm sure. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So it started with 11 people, and there were still 11 people after the murder. Was it a ghost? You know, Sebastian, normally a prosecutor would call that a contradiction, you know. Were there really no changes in the auction at all? Really, I'm telling you. The auction just went on like normal. But... excuse me. Well, there was one itty-bitty thing, though. What was it? You know those hammers you always see at the auction? Like the one that lady's using over there? An auction gavel, perhaps. Yo, that's the one. All of a sudden, I couldn't hear the sound no more. It'd been banging away just prior to it. The sound of the gavel. Does that have anything to do with the case? Flawless testimony updated my organizer. I forgot to read it. If Miss Hall's testimony is the truth, then this matter has taken a grave turn. Okay. Hall's testimony about the secret auction. Let's check more details. 11 people attended the event. Each of one of them was wearing a mask. The auction continued even after the Jill Crane's murder. However, the sound of the gavel was not heard afterwards. Okay. Okie dokie. If the victim was neither the conductor nor a customer, the very foundation of the prosecutor Edgeworth's reasoning would collapse. Nuh. Justice prevails, as they say. I hope you've learned your lesson, Mr. Edgeworth. Not to mess with the best. Mr. Edgeworth, there really is nothing we can do. It's not over yet. Some mysteries still remain. I have to think. If I don't, then Kay will be... Did you get the answer you wanted this time? Well then, a deal's a deal. Hold it. Please wait, Mr. Chairman. I believe it is still too early to make a judgment. There are still a few mysteries left in this case. Until we have solved them all, we cannot call this a complete victory. ... Isn't that right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was expecting you to shout. Hold it. Like you always do. Yes, of course. Once again, Judge Courtney has come to my aid. Well then, what is it? What sort of mysteries are left? I think we'll find out what those mysteries are left on the next exciting episode, everyone. I was kind of hoping to get to the end of this part by the end of this episode, but then it seems like I might be further away from the end of this part than I thought it was, so I don't know. Whatever, everyone. I'll see you all later. What are these mysteries? I don't know. Will I end up being at end part 2 within like 2 minutes of this within 2 minutes of the next episode starting? That could be a possibility. I have no idea. But we'll find out next time. So I'll see you later, everyone. Have a nice day, have a nice night, have a nice morning, have a nice everything. Goodbye!